Alright guys, we have a new version of WatchOS that came out. Actually, it came out a while ago during my really long hiatus, so we're going to download it here in general software update. Following our usual protocol of we're just going to time it and see about how long it takes. So let's hit download and install now as we hit start. A little bit delayed on the iPad here because of course both the phone and the watch are being used here. I'm going to have to take this off screen to enter the passcode. I find it interesting you enter the iPhone passcode to download to your watch when the watch has its own separate passcode. I think they used to have you input the passcode on your watch. They don't appear to have that now. So now we're estimating our time remaining. So that's nice. Going at about 28 seconds. So the iPad you might actually be able to see flat. I'm not exactly sure. Do you guys like my watch face? I did a photo. Some really nice lights I saw. Christmas lights, and they had this angel saying peace. I don't know. That was neat. Anyways, so we're still estimating our remaining time. So this update contains the ECG app for Apple Watch Series 4 users. I have a Series 3, so nothing in that for me. But if you're a Series 4 user, you're going to get the ECG functionality that was promised at launch and didn't really happen. And also, you're getting some new complications for the infograph watch face, which is exclusive to the Series 4. But if you're an older user, Series 3 or older, some features available to all series with a 5.1.2, you are getting the ability to toggle walkie-talkie availability on and off from Control Center. Walkie-talkie was never something I really used because most of my friends don't have Apple Watches, and the ones that do never updated to WatchOS 5, but I can see how it'd be important to toggle the availability, because if you're available on the Apple Watch, it's just going to come out loud speaking. So it's good to have that toggle in Control Center instead of having to go all the way into the app. And I think there may have been some other things. I'm going to check in my Safari real quick. I had the patch notes pulled up on my iPad. So here we are. I find it really weird. They used to put the patch notes for WatchOS into the actual watch app. They don't do that this time around. As you saw, there were no patch notes. But anyways, ECG. Also, that's the other one I forgot. The ability to detect an irregular heart rhythm. That's available for all series. That's a great feature, I think. Definitely something everyone should probably have enabled. Just to, maybe you have no idea you have heart problems. That could help give you a clue. And then there are some new notification animations for activity competitions. Another feature I have not really tried out yet, because my friends won't want to update to WatchOS 5. But anyways, so that's that. Let's go back and see. It still has no idea how much time is left. No progress. 2 minutes in. So that's kind of unfortunate. I've started trying to clear off some desk space and make it more usable for videos here. I have my Amiibo collection. That's the entire Amiibo collection. I know. I'm the best Amiibo collector in the universe. There's Cosmo over there. I wonder how he's doing. I haven't booted him up in a long time. But anyways, I don't know how long it's going to take. We'll find out. Alright, we've reached about the 4 minute, 15 second mark. And we finally have a progress bar starting to appear. And a time estimation of 23 hours. That just jumped down to 13 hours. Okay, guys, it's apparently been about 10 hours. It's been a lot more hours now. We're down to 9 hours remaining. We've made no progress whatsoever, but I guess it's just been like 20 hours, right? That I've just been recording this specific clip. Oh, it's been 2 more hours. I'm sorry, 7 hours. Actually, right before I hit record on the clip, it said approximately 3 days remaining, and I was like, if that's right, then I'm just going to go jump off my roof right now. But no, apparently 5 hours now. I'm really confused. I don't think this thing has any idea what it's doing. It hasn't really made any more progress, so we're just gonna see what else the heck happens here. I can't be the only one that finds it weird that the clock app and the watch app on iOS both have a dark aesthetic, but basically every other app has a white aesthetic. Can we at least get an option to have the black aesthetic on everything? Because that would be really neat. By the way, it seems to have leveled off at about 2 hours. So I'm banking on this is probably going to take 2 hours. Although it has made a little progress as well, reaching the 7.5 minute mark. Hopefully it doesn't take 2 hours, but I mean, it's possible. seems to have leveled off there, so maybe it knows what it's doing now. I'm not exactly sure. 5 days remaining? What the what? What? I don't even know what this thing's doing anymore. Only about 30 minutes in, though, but we got about 5 days to go. Okay, so we now managed to get ourselves stuck here. It says it wants us to connect to Wi-Fi to resume the update, but I definitely am connected to Wi-Fi. So, I don't really know. Stuff likes to be weird sometimes, I guess. So I am going to go ahead and stop this stopwatch, because I don't think it's quite fair to keep the timer going while it's obviously stuck. But, yeah, we'll resume it as soon as I see that the update's actually resumed. I'm going to have to restart the phone or something. I don't even know what's going on. It's not like my watch is out of range. It's literally right here, so I don't know what's going on. Hallelujah, it resumed. So we're going to go ahead and hit resume on our stopwatch as well. That took like 10 minutes, but it got it to work again. So hopefully it don't get stuck anymore, and we're back to 2 hours as well, so that's a thing. Why does this keep jumping around so much? 10 hours left now. Although we are past the halfway mark and it hasn't said preparing update yet, I don't actually remember. I know iOS, when it gets to about the halfway mark, goes to saying preparing update, so you have no idea any kind of time estimation. I think this might give you a time estimation all the way. I'm not quite sure. But it's not a very accurate time estimation, obviously. So, I mean, who knows? Wait, what? Why does it keep doing that? What? I don't know. So we're going to stop the stopwatch again, and I'll see if I can fix it again. Alright, you'll never believe this. I think it just decided to start over from scratch. I would be annoyed, but I'm not, because it was already having issues, so I'm not too shocked. You know what I mean? It's just kind of how it is. But yeah, that's something to note if you're going to be downloading this update. It has its issues, for certain, a lot of them. It's gotten stuck several times, and now it has apparently restarted? Not sure. You don't have any sort of progress bar yet. I'm hoping it'll just go ahead and jump back to where it was before. I'm really confused. I think my phone and watch are confused as well. So I mean, we'll see what happens. Okay, at this point, I don't even know what's going on anymore. It literally just cut all the way back to phase 1 all over again. So here we are. We're going to put in the passcode again, and it's going to start downloading to the watch. So there we go. Hopefully it actually works this time. So I'm going to, at this point, just go ahead and screw the entire part where we were, like, timing it, because obviously it's not fair to time it having to restart this many times, but at the same time it's not fair to say it'll only take yay long to install when it's going to take a lot longer if you run into issues like I did. I've checked. I do not believe this is a personal internet problem, because I was able to pull up a lot of stuff through the internet perfectly fine, as I usually would. This appears to be an iOS or WatchOS 5.1.2 installation ability problem, and here we've jumped down from 21 hours to 3 hours. Never trust those. You never really have any idea. But this has been a pretty frustrating installation process. It seems to always be with WatchOS. iOS is not perfect, but I feel like iOS software updates are usually pretty smooth compared to WatchOS. There's always some kind of frustration. Something doesn't work. This time it got stuck 3 or 4 different times and completely restarted the update here. So that's just a warning. When you're getting ready to update to WatchOS 5.1.2, be ready. I'm going from 5.1.1 to 5.1.2, so it should be a very small, subtle update, but it's obviously taking a lot longer than that, which I think is mainly because of the getting stuck and the restarting we're experiencing. So that's just kind of a warning going into it for you guys about the update. So what I've just found out, or I guess remembered here, is that WatchOS actually has 2 different bars, one for the actual update and one for preparing, whereas iOS has halfway for the download, halfway for preparing. So we're on to the preparing phase, where, of course, for whatever reason, we don't actually get time estimation for preparing, but it definitely took about 40 minutes to do the download, so much less than 2 hours. So that was pretty dang inaccurate, but not sure how long it'll take to prepare. Like I said, I'm not going to time it anymore because I don't want to give a false representation. You guys just got to remember, you could run into some issues with this update, so I'd wait till a day that you have a lot of time to do this particular WatchOS update. Alright, so as you can see, it took about 20 minutes to finish the preparation of the update, and it's now ready to install. So we're going to go ahead and hit that right now. But first we have to get the charger, because I forgot, it's got to be charged up to at least 50% and connected to power in order to update, which is kind of annoying. It'd be much easier to just update the watch without connecting to power. But as you can see, our battery here is on 18%, so we're going to have to let it charge up for a while before we do the installation part. So just make sure you guys remember when you are doing WatchOS 12.1.2 here. Again, do remember to probably plug in your Apple Watch before you even start the download process, just to make sure it's all the way up to 50% before the installation, so you don't have to wait for it to charge like I'm going to have to do here. Alright, so here's our cable. It's a really short cable. It's the cable that came with the Apple Watch by default, and this is literally plugged in just at the outlet under this dresser, which is about parallel with this lamp here. So it's really not a very long cord, but we're going to go ahead and connect. There we go. We're on red power. That's sad. So we're going to see about how long this takes to get up to our required 50% to begin our installation. Alright, so installation has began. It actually started automatically as soon as the watch hit 50%, so you don't really have to do anything else. So here you can see it's 3 ticks in, going on the 4th. It kind of blinks on which tick it's on. So I don't remember if there's one or two phases to this update. We will see. It's really hard to see the ticker on the camera. I can't hold it up any closer because the wire is really short, and it instructs us here to make sure you don't take the Apple Watch off the charger until the update is done. So we'll just wait and see what happens from this point. And there we go. That was literally about a 5-minute installation. Update complete. Your Apple Watch is now up to date. Dismiss that WatchOS 5.1.2 software up to date. So now that that update is complete, I think we can go ahead and remove the watch from the charger. It asks for the passcode because it has just restarted, and where it asks for the passcode. And now it's going to finish loading up the new software on there. So there is kind of a second phase, but it doesn't require the phone. This is just the watch itself completing the little software setup. You can see it's going pretty fast, so I might just be able to do this whole thing on camera here, as long as it keeps going relatively quickly. It is pretty dang warm, but I mean, it tends to get hot when it's charging anyway for some reason. The watch tends to get warm whenever you're using the flashlight function, because it lights up the whole screen. It tends to produce a lot of heat, or be charging. Doesn't really get warm other than that. I've even played some like graphically intensive games. That sounds funny to say for the Apple Watch, but I've played some graphically intensive games on here, and that doesn't make it warm at all. It's just the flashlight function lighting up the whole screen and the actual charging that kind of makes it warm. So I'll see you guys back here when it's done filling up that ring. Alright, the ring is all filled, and it's completing the final restart, but who knows how long that's going to take, because the Apple Watch is notorious for having extremely long load-up times. If any of you have used an Apple Watch, you can probably relate to what I'm talking about here. So, yeah. It even gets to the point that it'll turn on and off when you raise or lower your wrist, because it just knows how long it's going to take, which I think is kind of funny. Yeah, but out of every electronic device I've used, this definitely has the longest startup time. It's really frustrating, which is why I pretty much never shut this down unless I really, really have to. And here I kind of had to, but I wasn't actually the one that shut it down. The software update system shut it down. But anyways, I've been blabbing for a long time, and this is still going, just to give you an idea. It's a really long startup, so that's kind of frustrating. And here we are. Thought I was going to have to do a cut there, but here we go. We're in. For some reason, the OLED screen, or just it's mostly the OLED screen on the Apple Watch that tends to get real blurry on this camera, and I'm not really sure why that is. But the first thing, if we swipe up here, we should find near the bottom, there is our new Walkie-Talkie Toggle that we get, and since this is not a cellular version, we're missing a toggle down there, so we don't get a even a big toggle down at the bottom. Now my edit button's not working, that's strange. But anyways, there's a missing spot there because your cellular would be up here if you have a cellular model. But anyways, there we can toggle our walkie-talkie availability on and off, and it turns yellow, and you get the extra rings around it. Or it's just off with no communication rings. Like I said, it's kind of important to be able to toggle from Control Center, because that can, if it's enabled, have someone just talk out loud, which you don't necessarily want. So what were the other features that we got? We do have the heart rate thing. So let's see if I can pull up on my iPhone here. Should be found somewhere in our Apple Watch app here. If we go back, I think it's under heart, where normally you have the high heart and low heart. So let's go ahead and set up the irregular rhythm notification in. You have to go to the health app to do that. So here we go. Irregular rhythm notifications. Get a notification if Apple Watch sees an irregular heart rhythm that may be atrial fibrillation. I was just screenshotting that. And so we set that up. So here we've got another little splash screen here. Apple Watch can look for atrial fibrillation. It's a type of regular heart rhythm. Your Apple Watch can send you a notification if it identifies an irregular rhythm that may be AFib. Early diagnostics, diagnosis, and treatment can prevent health complications. So yeah, there's that. Just a second. Gotta have my screenshots. Anyways, so we're gonna continue through this flash screen. So we ask some information from us. Our date of birth is required, which, believe it or not, I'm not actually going to show you guys. Boop-a-doo-boop-a-doo. They also ask, have you been diagnosed with atrial fibrillation? No, I have not. And then it doesn't actually let me into it because it says you have to be 25, not 25. So that's one other thing. You have to be 25 years old in order to have that activated. But if you are over 25, you can do that. So that's neat. I think that's about it. There was some other stuff in Wallet on the watch, but I don't use Wallet, so that's a thing. Well, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think of WatchOS 5.1.2, and if any of you are old enough that it actually lets you use the heart notification, let me know how that works, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.